You have noticed that everything an Indian does is in a circle. That is because the power of the world always works in circles, and everything tries to be round.
We put our minds together and give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of the ocean tides.
Sisters, you are the whole earth, the flowers, the trees, the plants, the human beings, the fragrance of nature.
The air is precious to the red man, for all things share the same breath.
In 1987, I founded Earth Action, a nonprofit community service organization. Our goal has been to address issues of homelessness, environmental ethics, social justice, women and children, and indigenous peoples. Through our work with Native Americans, we began to recognize how to have a sacred relationship with our environment. We began to understand the natural laws and that everything has a spirit: rivers, rocks, mountains, trees, animals, and humans. This film is a philosophical exploration of the feminine principle as seen through the eyes of indigenous people, the principle that honors and protects all of life and inspires women to fulfill their potential as peacemakers, healers, and visionaries. We went to the Native people and spent many years building a relationship of trust. In time, we were granted permission by the elders to tell their story. As we listened to one another, women from two different worlds, we realized we have the same concerns about our people and our earth.
Share with the world who we are. Share who you are. All the women can come together as one under one circle and go out there and find the peace in your heart.
In my opinion, the relationship between nature and femininity was addressed in Western culture, and we have to look back at how it addressed it a long time ago. It was addressed in the, 4th century and 5th centuries AD. We inherit, essentially, the attitudes of St. Augustine. We inherit his hostility toward women. He realized that as a young man, he had fathered a child that he wasn't going to be responsible for. And when confronted with the possibility that he wouldn't be able to be admitted to the gates of heaven, through the gates of heaven for this misdeed that he did, he invented a whole pile of rationalizations to take the blame off himself. He placed the blame on lust, and he said that the origin of this lust was women. So there was a scorn right at the beginning aimed at women, and it was heightened when they looked at Adam and Eve and they saw that Eve was the person who tempted Adam with the fruit of knowledge. So they looked at females as evil. They really looked at nature as evil because of the same thing. Females, nature, well, this is a pretty tough connection. This connection hasn't gotten undone, in my opinion. This connection is consistently reproduced in the culture in new vogues, in new ways. It found its way, into Marxism. It found its way into capitalism. It's found its way all this time. When we get to the West, the idea of hostility toward women is unique. And it's not just toward women, it's toward the feminine principle of nature.
We were given instructions by the Creator, by the universal power, which we call Creator, that we were to have a certain relationship as human beings in the universe that we live in. And this relationship is supposed to be one of mutual exchanges of gratitude and respect. And as long as we take only what we need, then there will always be a balance that can continue on. Prophecy describes that responsibility that human beings are to have, the Creator told us to have. If we forget those, then the elders tell, if you forget to do these responsibilities, this negative thing will occur. There will be sadness that will come if you forget your responsibility as an individual, as a member of a clan, or as a member of a village, or a member of a nation.
In this decade, the Native peoples made their fourth and final attempt to share their prophecies. This time, the doors of the United Nations opened.
I'm Frida Jocks. I'm an Onondaga clan mother for the Turtle Clan. And I'm glad to be here today because I know that it's a completion of prophecies.
I'm here because some of our spiritual leaders are having a chance to speak to a body of people here that I hope can do things to begin to make changes in what is going on here with this earth and with the indigenous people from all over who are being treated in many places like they really don't matter.
It's been very hard for recognition of our nations, of the Iroquois Confederacy, that is the foundation for the United States Constitution. There is more problems all over the world, not only for humans, but for the earth itself.
See you inside, okay?
Please welcome the Iroquois delegation. Leon Shenandoah, Audrey Shenandoah, Oren Lyons, and Jake Swamp.
Our Mother Earth is crying from abuse and disrespect. And the mothers of the nations of this earth are also crying. All of these gifts for which we give thanks to our Creator will be withdrawn from us, and we can no longer depend on them.
Some of the prophecies shared at the UN were thousands of years old, passed down by prophets and medicine people from different tribes. Many of the prophecies are ringing true in the world today. The sun, which once gave life, will begin to destroy it. Trees will die from the top down. Wars will be fought over drinking water. And the earth will try to purify from pollution, shifting on her axis and causing great years of floods, famine, earthquakes, and drought.
We have many prophecies, maybe 200 that I can think of in my mind. Many other things are in store for our people.
The dreams and the prophecies of our nations are coming true.
We will have rain and rain and rain.
This is the last world. We will be given no other chance.
The strangers that came here are wiring us up. And when we're all wired up, we will extinguish.
But one thing we should not forget is that we must have hope. Prophecies are warnings to us so that we must work hard to preserve our future for the benefit of our children.
It was devastating to be at the UN that day. The world's delegates were not there. The leaders and ambassadors of the indigenous nations, proud, dignified, and concerned, were ready to share their prophecies with the people of the earth. No one listened.
Bitaku Oyase.
Everything is our relative. We have a spiritual duty to behave in a certain way and to assist all other human beings as well as ourselves, and to warm where there was cold, and to bring light where there was darkness or confusion. Our actions must benefit and do benefit everyone around us, and that even when we are unaware what we do, it is affecting the universe. So therefore it is wise that we cultivate good speech and kindness, and that we see other people as growing with us. Our thought is so powerful that as women, we are creators. We have a spiritual duty to be happy and hopeful and see positive resolution. And that it is my duty to, even if I don't know how in the moment, find out how, sit, listen, watch the trees, watch the animals, watch how they adapt to the confusion to maintain their integrity.
How do I feel about the earth? I feel that she's alive.
Everything is our relative.
Women are the dreamers of the nations, and we have to teach the children to have good dreams.
A woman is very strong.
How we're going to live here is up to us.
Everything is connected.
Continue that prayer every day.
We're embarking on an age in which it's possible to communicate across cultures. It's more than possible, it's absolutely necessary that we do it. But I think we need to know that it's not going to be easy to do that. People have deeply ingrained habits and thoughts and ways of viewing the world that are not only not easily translatable, but sometimes are extremely hostile to one another. Conquerors don't go around respecting the people they've conquered. And the West has pretty much conquered the whole globe. And there's so many cultures out there in the world. There's so many ways of being in the world, all of which are pretty legitimate, many of which are very much more poetic and satisfying in lots of non-material ways than the Western culture. In the Western culture, we're really we're immersed in a culture of commercial messages that tell us that the only way that we can really be human is through a bunch of possessions. We have to have this, we have to have that, we have to have this other thing. Most of the rest of the world hasn't got it that way. That's not their world. They don't see it that way. And really, all those possessions are really, we're not satisfied with those. They're not spiritually satisfying.
The spiritual journey that has been in front of me for a long time. You're ready to speak out for those things that are not right. I'll do what I need to do. And if I have to walk through that pain, to help somebody, to make the changes in this earth that we need to make, that's where I found my spiritual journey to be.
Spirituality is the highest form of politics.
All of our lives are about our choices.
You wouldn't allow your child to sit there and play with a gun. Don't allow your child to sit there unsupervised watching television. It's that important.
We're all one here. We're all part of the same huge family.
Anytime I talk about efficiency, we're sort of distancing ourselves away from other people, impersonalizing interactions and things like that.
I can only do what I know to be true in my own heart as a woman, and that is to walk as conscious and awake as I can.
We have to tell our sisters and our best friends and our co-workers and our mothers who may not know and our brothers. We have to take a stand and know that we have power as a consumer.
Just share your love, share your prayers. The prayers is the most important thing in keeping the balance of the Mother Earth.
I pray that the world will be changed by words of love, that the women will learn to speak from their heart. And I know the obstacle to that because the obstacle is me. And I know that I'm also the answer to that.
On this journey, I have learned that what is in my heart is in the hearts of women all over the world. I long for the day when our shared vision maps the road to peace. We must begin by dreaming a good dream for our children. We will hold it with them until they can hold it for themselves. As a woman, I believe that for any real change to happen in a world so ailing, so out of balance, we must first rebirth ourselves and then rebirth our nations. We cannot underestimate the challenge before us. Let us think of ourselves as the mothers of all the children, the protectors of the natural world, and sing our song of life for all that was, is, and will be.